I would like to thank George for the donation. Funny Valentine, the 23rd United States President. Femto, one of the tyrannical gods of the Berserk verse. Both of these characters have a strong sense of protecting their worldview, so out of the two, who would come out on top? Starting with Valentine, something we need to go over is that D4C doesn't transcend dimensions. People misinterpret D4C's abilities and often think he scales to Tuskak 4, which he doesn't in any capacity. D4C's ability is able to travel between parallel universes. Some people may claim that due to the statement of him having a quote-unquote multi-dimensional body, he would be extra-dimensional. This, however, is not the case. If we look into context, the ability is referring to the fact that he can create alternate versions or summon alternate versions of himself, hence multi-dimensional. Even the statement inside the said scan is even referring to this fact. The only way you can even argue that he scales to this dimensional scale is when he evolved into Love Train. And then you can put up the dimensional barrier as barriers, as a type of universal barrier. Even then, you can just argue this is hacks or durability at its best. So for his actual scale, he should be small city level due to creating a storm that covered all of Kansas. And of course, he should be massively faster than the speed of light, as of almost JoJo characters are. For his scaling, he's just basically above pre-Tuskak 4 Johnny, who could fight an alternate version of the world Dio, who is already in his own massively faster than light speed feats, or even scaling above others who have their own massively faster than light speed feats. So we have already gone over most of his abilities in the AP portion, but to clarify what his abilities are and how his other abilities are used, let's just go over that real quick. Like I said, he can travel between universes or being versions of himself to fight. Now, how he does this by getting caught between two objects, and that's the activation. The opposite is he can bring versions of his opponent to the fight, but if both versions meet, they automatically destroy or implode and basically die. And for his Love Train state, he can not only use the dimensional walls as defense, but he can already discuss he's able to redirect misfortune going his way onto somewhere else on the planet, giving him a type of probability manipulation. Femto is very easy to scale due to him being a God Hand member. The God Hand are transcendental of the Berserkverse, as it's been stated many times. From even being stated that they are of a higher existence compared to everyone else, to even implying that they have some sort of temporality to their very being. Which would make sense because they control all of causality that dictates everything that has or ever will occur inside the verse. To even transcending the very concept of individuality, which is utterly broken. Individuality is described as something with a separate existence or basically anything more than one. Which why this is broken is because basically he's above anything that there's more than one of. An example, we already know that the universe exists inside their verse, so he's above any one universe, which up to your interpretation, you can just fathom how strong that can be if you're stronger than any one universe. But regardless, he is above or transcendent of the verse, which is already a universe, so if he's a transcendent or of a higher existence compared to his already own universe, he should be 4D or universal plus. And for speed, it's again very simple. He just drastically scales above everyone in his verse except the other God Hand members, but that would be including Guts or even Sirpko, who is just blatantly able to dodge or intercept lightning, which has been calced up to upwards of Mach 98, or massively hypersonic plus. And for a battle of Piccolo abilities, he just kinda has causality manipulation. He's got some minor other stuff, but yeah, it's just the causality manipulation. So looking at the character's base-to-base stats, we see that in terms of strength, Femto's taking an overwhelming advantage, though in speed, it does go to Funny Valentine. Now, I'm not going to be honest. This fight was never really going to go down to their actual stats. It was going to be mostly down to Femto and his hacks, because you know he controls all of causality due to him being a God Hand member. Now, essentially, he can just, as soon as the fight starts, it's already been decided because he can choose what's going to be the cause and effect of said fight. Though he is fast, so you can make the argument maybe he won't be able to activate it or as fast, although causality technically doesn't really need it. Like, you know, causality is something like so tricky to deal with because technically if he's in control of all cause and effect, even if he's faster, he can control the cause and effect of what's going to happen. So essentially it really does not matter how fast Funny's going to be. Now, the literally only win con that Funny Valentine has is his ability to summon an alternate version of, let's say, Femto and make them make contact and kill each other. The reason why this doesn't work is, for one, causality manipulation. He can just decide he just does not make contact with any two objects, it won't happen. Also, he can't dimension hop because of that, so you literally only have one life this entire fight, and he'd be so much stronger than him, it's just not going to work. Also, in character, he doesn't necessarily always pull this out of the bag, but regardless of character-wise, the reason why this won't work is because that is not an ability only found within inside his D4C. That's actually just the natural law of the JoJo universe. In a natural setting, that law will not exist because we're putting them in a place where they're both equal. So there's one thing, well, that's just not going to work. And for the next reason, you could just argue, due to him being a higher dimensionality or just stronger, that he just probably would not be able to even bring him, even if he allowed him. Because remember, as soon as the fight starts, he's allowing everything to happen, right? So if he wanted to, he'd be like, okay, you fell and broke your neck. That's literally something he could do. As we do know, there actually is a character within inside JoJo that actually does kind of do stuff like this. But regardless of that character, right, he just can decide, regardless of all the stats, he can just decide whether or not he's gonna win or not, and he's gonna win. Like, it's very one-sided. The strength is he's so much stronger than him, with his unreal hack to just controlling causality, not even love trim doing things. So you can argue some type of probability manipulation, but he can just argue that doesn't work because he just, get rid of the cause and effect of it. It's just so utterly broken that he has this, that it's just not fair. Anyway, with that the case, so basically just to go over the win cons of, Femto, he can just decide that he can never dimension hop because he will never make contact with two objects. He could never even pull another one out because he's never made contact with two objects. His dimensionality might be too high where he just might not be able to grab another version of him. And also the fact that the laws of the JoJo verse will not take place in this neutral fighting stance is also a factor. Without the case, thank you again for watching this video. This was a donation. You guys don't have to donate me, but it's always a help for the channel by donating your money. But of course, you can always make a comment in the section, and I'll be doing it. I actually have a video that was just commented, I'll be doing soon. Anyway, that'll be all. Don't forget to join the Discord servers in the link in the description below. Like, comment, subscribe, and that'll be all. Mr. Crafty, out.